Woo! Hey, Queen. Oops. Woo! Hey y'all, it's me, Kimberly Clark, and welcome to this little update video / nail tutorial featuring this cute look and some polishes from Breukelen Polished. Welcome to my update tutorial! Here I am, keeping it nice and dry in New Orleans. It's like 95 degrees at night, which is kind of crazy. Quite warm, quite humid. Let's see how this face holds up. It's been a while since I filmed with the whole proper setup, and I'm kind of slowly coming back into the YouTube fold because I am getting ready to release my video series, How to Stop Shopping in 5 Easy Steps, which I've been teasing you all about for literally years now. Please stay tuned for my series, How to Stop Shopping in 5 Easy Steps. I'm really excited about it. I'm working really hard on getting it finished. I have just never been more proud and more organized and more kind of on top of like my thoughts and how I want to kind of formulate this philosophy that I've been cultivating really ever since I started my YouTube channel as an anti-consumerist queen of stop shopping, original deinfluencer, drag queen beauty guru. I'm Kimberly Clark, and this is what I'm not gonna buy holiday 2015. What I'm not gonna buy. So I just kind of want to give you a little update about how those videos are going to come out and how you can see some other content of mine, because I don't know if this YouTube Seche is really the end-all be-all. Don't demonetize me yet, Google. I just, Chris has been really busy. I've been doing a lot of things. I've been performing in a lot of different ways. You can see me performing in David Byrne's American Utopia, which is streaming on HBO or Max, formerly HBO Max, now just Max. Or you could see me in Taylor Max, A 24-Decade History of Popular Music, also streaming on Max. Or you could see me in a couple episodes of Dear Edward on Apple TV+, also streaming. I'm Stream Queen. I'm streaming. She's a streamer. But if you've been following any kind of the grumblings of the TV writers or the Screen Actors Guild, of which I'm a proud member, the streaming situation is not the best for us monetarily. So I would love for you to check out all of those incredible performances that I'm oh so proud of. But if you want to support me, as in keep me alive and keep me funded and pay for the great cost it takes to look this cheap, as our St. Dolly Parton describes. So if you really want to support me, the best way for you to do that is via Patreon. Now, I am a founder of Patreon. That's my membership level. I only recently learned this. It means that I joined Patreon before 2019, like before it kind of blew up. And so I have been granted this incredible opportunity via Patreon as they launch their video streaming service, their beta video streaming service. And so, I've loved YouTube because of the way that I can upload content. It's free to watch, and that you can interact with me in such a kind of easy way via the comments and messages and stuff. And I have made some revenue off of the Google ad services over the years, but I've always used Patreon as really the way to support this project. And I was kind of thrilled when they offered this beta video streaming service to me as an OG Patreon gal. So I posted one video on Patreon. It's ad-free. I know everybody just loves when you're watching a YouTube video and an ad just pops in the most inopportune place. And as I was saying, that my Patreon videos are ad-free, and you have access to them by becoming a patron of mine by joining the House of Clark. Now, if you're not familiar, the way that I do my Patreon is that you pledge to donate a certain amount of money per video that I release. That could be $1. That's the minimum it costs to join. Could be $10. Somebody just joined for 15 Norwegian kroners. Hi, or hello, which is about $1.39 US. So thank you, Queen. So you can pledge any amount of money that you want or can to basically let me know that I will be supported in that amount when I release content, whether I release content like this video that you're watching right now on YouTube for free, or a Patreon video that only you will see as a patron of mine. Now, here's the awesome deal about this. When you join Patreon, when you join my Patreon, you pledge to support me in upcoming videos, whatever dollar amount, $1, 10 kroners, $100, whatever. But you also get immediate access to all of my past patron-only content. And what I love about this idea is that it's not such a kind of transactional or subscription-based deal. It's basically you're joining on as like a backer of mine and saying that I'm here, I want you to continue making content, and this is what I'm willing to do to continue to support you. I love it. I think that's a great idea. I think it's very in line with my anti-consumerist ideologies. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone that is a patron of mine, that has been a patron of mine for so long. And you're the reason that these videos really happen. So please, I implore you, if you want to see more exclusive content, I've got a video already up that explains my How to Stop Shopping in 5 Easy Steps, which is coming out in the next couple months. I also have my theme song for How to Stop Shopping in 5 Easy Steps, the What I'm Not Gonna Buy theme song. I have the lyric music video already released. It's what I'm not gonna buy. It's just something that I'm not gonna buy. I'm gonna be doing like a full-on music video for that down the line, but I'm doing this like how Lizzo released Good as Hell, where she came out with the song and then like a year later she made the music video. But if you want to hear the song, become a patron. You could listen to it right now, baby. Yeah, and I'm gonna do as soon as I'm done filming all of this, I'm gonna film a little What Happened to Your Face. Remember that series? It's the series where I talk about makeup that I've actually worn for a certain amount of time and what happened to it, etc. Basically, I'm migrating some of my content from YouTube to Patreon, and if you want to get the full sachet of Miss K, then you gotta join. You gotta become a patron of mine. Anyway, okay, moving on. Let's get into this nail tutorial. I've talked about Breukelen Polished so much on this channel. They're a Black-owned makeup brand owned by Ariel Terry, who is a Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn native, and wealth redistribution is really important still. If you need any more info about that, check out my old videos about wealth redistribution and my Black-owned makeup brand challenge. The immediate and most important and practical goal of buying Black or supporting Black-owned businesses is wealth redistribution. Anyway, I love Breukelen Polished. They're really wonderful. I love this formula so much. I love the color story of the kind of color selection, and I've been kind of like refining this particular nail look. It's like the Kim signature nail look, or even the Chris signature nail look, I would say. And I was at a party a couple of weeks ago, a backyard viewing party of the movie Twister. Spoiler, it kind of holds up. There's a fun new drinking game you can play with it, which is take a shot every time Bill Paxton mansplains something to a female scientist. It's pretty good. It's great. We had a really fun time, and a friend of my friend that hosted the party was really into this other nail look that I did with the same kind of concept as this. And so I was like, oh, I wonder if I should post a tutorial for it. I have this YouTube channel, and they're like, oh my God, please do. I'll watch it. So hey, Bronwyn's friend, if you're watching this, look, here, we did it. I did it. I said I would do it, and I did it. Oh my gosh. This tutorial will not only show you like the kind of nail art technique that I've been developing for years. If you're not familiar with it, it uses any old nail polishes. It uses no special brushes. I only use the brushes that come in the nail polish bottles. In the past, I posted a nail art tutorial called The Rules of Abstraction, which was like how to get a kind of cute, like 80s kind of themed, maybe nail art look that was like really complicated with a lot of colors and like a lot of different layers and like math about which color goes on which nail. And this is like the very, very simple version of that nail look. So it's really just 2 base colors and then a gold and a black. And so I'm excited to share this with you. It's kind of like been my go-to nail look, and it kind of works on any length of nail. I just broke this nail the other day, and I decided why not just leave it and leave my other ones long so I could show you how good these nails look at any length. So without further ado, let's get into this nail art tutorial featuring Breukelen Polished. So as with any nail look, you're going to start out with some clean nails, whatever length they are. And I'm going to be using my 3 Breukelen polishes as my kind of main 2 colors and the black liner polish. I'm using the shades Gwan, which I believe is a discontinued neon. I'm using the shade Chill Sun, which is currently listed as one of Breukelen's best sellers, a beautiful cream yellow. And then Marcus Garvey, which is their black polish, which I think is just fabulous. And then for the gold accent polish, I'm using this very classic Essie Good as Gold polish, a beautiful kind of neutral gold shade. Starting off with my base coat, which today I'm using Seche Clear. You could use any clear base coat, but you want to make sure that you not only coat the nail, but also coat the tips of the nail. Now, if your nails are long enough and you're able to wrap the polish around, this really helps the longevity of your nail look. One of the techniques that I use is to try to keep both hands touching the table at all times. So you can see as I begin with my 2 main colors, starting off with this yellow Chill Sun, that actually got my non-dominant hand, my left hand, laying flat on the table, and then my right hand, which is painting my left hand, is actually also touching the table. This is, I think, maybe the biggest tip for doing your own nails to keep everything kind of nice and steady. Again, just coating the nails and making sure to go over the tips. I'm going to be doing this yellow shade on almost all of my nails. I'm going to save 1 nail on each hand as an accent nail, which you'll see in a minute. And I just use my other fingernails as needed to clean up. This shade, I believe, is like fully opaque in 3 coats, but because we're doing such kind of abstract nail art on top, I think 2 coats is plenty. Those are the fingers I painted yellow. And then I'm doing my accent nail, my little tiny middle finger in my left hand with that neon pink Gwan. And my ring finger on my right hand. Now, this one I am going to go over in 3 coats. If you want the neon to really pop, you could do a white base coat, but again, I'm really just using this as like the base color. I do want it to be opaque, so I'm doing 3 coats, but I don't need it to be as poppy as if I were just doing a neon. Going over with a second coat of those same 2 colors, Chill Sun and Gwan, on all of my nails. And then moving right along, and I'm beginning this first kind of graphic element. I'm taking Gwan, that neon pink, and as you can see, I'm kind of leaving just enough on the tip of the brush to create like a little pool of polish as I dab onto my fingers. Now, these shapes that I'm doing are just very abstract. You could do like the little J shape that I did to make it look more kind of like leopard or animal print, or just do little lines or dots or dashes, kind of anything, just keeping it varied, thinking about the space that is empty and what you're trying to fill, and keeping it like kind of balanced. But again, you could do whatever you want with this step. I usually just like to feel it. I don't really plan ahead. I just do my thing. The only kind of important brush technique I'm using here is that I'm keeping the nail brush at a 45-degree angle to my nail bed. And then while I'm here, I'm doing my 3rd and final coat of that neon pink on my accent nails. And then moving over to my other hand. Just random kind of organic looking shapes. And as you can see, if I do go over the edge, I really make sure to go all the way over the edge of the nail and wrap that color around the tip. And with most of my nail looks, you could pretty much stop at any point, depending on how complicated you want it to be or how many colors you want to use. This, I think, is a fabulous 2-color nail look with a solid accent nail. You could stop here, put a top coat on, call it a day. We're gonna go a little further. Next up, we're taking that gold polish, that Essie Good as Gold, and now I'm kind of treating this like the little jewel within those shapes. So if I made like a little J with the pink, I'm going to plop some of that Essie Good as Gold in there. And then I'm just gonna overlap more kind of organic splotches on that pink polish. This is kind of inspired by like a turquoise or a gemstone, which has kind of striations of a darker shade kind of surrounding like a gold or something kind of sparkly in the middle. I'm going to be outlining some of this in black, so I'm again not too worried about what this looks like. This is really the kind of like playtime to just have fun and go just follow your bliss with where you're putting these shapes. I've been doing this for a long time, and so I kind of have a good vibe of like how much is enough. You know, sometimes I think less is more, sometimes I think more is more. It's really up to you. You have to remember the canvases that you're working with are nails, so they're pretty small. So you really don't need that much on them to make it look really visually interesting. Then I'm just going to add the gold shade to this neon pink accent nail on each hand. I have done this look before where I've added more colors to the accent nail, but I kind of like there being like less contrast on that accent nail to make it really be more of an accent and not just look the same as the other nails. Again, you could totally stop here and call it a day and have a fabulous nail look. We're gonna keep going. Now you may have noticed that in the previous steps, I have started using my dominant hand, painting my non-dominant hand, but for this final step, which is outlining shapes in black, that Marcus Garvey color, I'm going to start with my non-dominant hand, painting my dominant hand, because this is the most kind of precise step. Basically all I'm doing, as you can see, is outlining various parts of the shapes that I just painted. Sometimes the gold, sometimes the pink and the gold, sometimes just the pink, sometimes just putting blotches down. But because this is the more kind of detail intensive step, I like to start with my non-dominant hand, because then I'll understand like the most possible detail I can get with that. I like to do any detail work with my non-dominant hand first, just so then I don't get way too detailed with my dominant hand and then not be able to recreate it with my non-dominant hand, if that makes sense. And you could kind of cover up any little kind of nicks or scrapes that you've gotten in the look with this step. You can see I could get way more detailed because I'm using my right hand now on my non-dominant hand. And I'm not. I'm actually doing like a little broader, kind of larger blobs just so it matches more, as you can see. Finishing up my thumbs. I've been kind of angling the brush at like a 45-degree angle and turning it to have different kind of sizes of surface touch the nail. The more kind of parallel that line gets with your nail, the thinner the line will be. And you could use the corner to create these little tiny dots. But I like to do this instead of dirtying any nail brushes or worrying about having extra tools. I found that this, for me and the kind of nail art that I do, this is more than enough. And that's kind of the painted look. Next, I'm just gonna clean up. I'm taking some pure acetone or acetone-based nail polish remover. And here I'm just using a little lip brush from OCC. Oh my God, RIP OCC. And I'm just dipping it in the acetone that I'm keeping in a shot glass and just using it to clean up the edges of this nail look. And again, because this is so abstract, I don't go crazy with this. It's kind of okay if the edges are not perfect. And then the final and most fabulous step of any nail art look is just topping it all off with a coat of, in this case, Seche Vite, which is a fast drying clear top coat. And again, just like with the base coat, you're going to coat the entire nail from base to tip and then make sure to wrap around over the edge of the nail, completely encapsulating the polish. Especially with a fast drying top coat, this step is really important because the top coat might dry faster than the nail polish underneath it. And if you don't wrap the tip of the nail, you can get some shrinkage, meaning that the nail polish will actually shrink away from the edge of the nail and make the look kind of look a little wonky. If you have short nails and can't wrap around the tip, I would let the undercoat fully dry before using a top coat. And then I'm just finishing up this look with some cuticle oil. This is from the brand Pear. This is their green tea cuticle oil, just to get that nice, healthy, shiny cuticle look. And there you have it, the finished nail look. These abstract, neon, bright, fun, really easy to do nails. They work on any length nail. You could use any color combinations at all. I find that a black and gold topper are just classic, but have fun with it and let me know what you come up with. Oh, thank you so much for watching. That was my little tutorial. Again, thank you for being here. If you are not subscribed to my channel, subscribe. You'll hear about when I post my upcoming series, How to Stop Shopping in 5 Easy Steps, which it's the ultimate manifestation of the ideologies that this queen of stop shopping, the original deinfluencer, has been preaching for years in her anti-haul videos. Stay tuned for that. I've been working my sweet little heart out on it. If you want more behind the scenes and more of my other videos, like what happened to your face, to hear the How to Stop Shopping in 5 Easy Steps theme song, aka What I'm Not Gonna Buy, then become a patron of mine on Patreon, and you could watch that content and you can support me at the same time. Again, it's the best way for you to support me and my art as this magical creature that I am. Anyway, it's fun to be back. I shaved my eyebrows, so I'll be doing this a lot more. Love you. I'm Kimberly Clark. Bye.